So we actually are coming back. We haven't filmed in a while. We did not film last weekend, but you want to know why? It's because we were just busy planning because we went to NASCAR this past weekend. We just flew back yesterday from Georgia. We were in Atlanta. We were at the Atlanta Motor Speedway, or I guess it's called Echo Park Speedway, whatever it's called now. We're gonna call it Atlanta Motor Park Speedway because that's better. Anyways, so we flew down on Wednesday. Me and Delaney flew down to Katie because Katie lives in Georgia. So we wanted to go to the race that was happening this weekend because we've never been to NASCAR. Okay, we watched the Coca-Cola 600, which was a month ago maybe, I don't know.
Yeah.
And we were like, why don't we just go to a NASCAR race? There's one happening near Katie. Let's just fly down there. So we did, and we have a very interesting experience to tell you guys. So
Lots of lore.
where should we start? All right.
Wednesday was slightly boring because it was a travel day, but then we got back, and that night we said, let's go to an escape room.
Yeah.
And Gabby said, well, let's do a scary escape room because we play horror games together. So scary escape room, fun. I said, okay, let's go. We booked this haunted house escape room. When I tell you, me and Gabby ended up on the floor holding onto each other, like screaming, I'm not joking.
Yeah, it was hilarious. At the time, though, it wasn't hilarious. It
was not hilarious in the moment. Leaving, it was so funny.
See, it was scarier for me because I was the one being pushed forward to do everything by myself.
Ricky to do stuff because we got too scared.
It was terrifying.
Pushed me into this hallway, boy.
There was one point where we had to open a closet and one person had to go in
and close the doors behind you.
Close the doors behind you. Scared of this closet that we literally handed Delaney 6 candles and she had them piled in her arms and she had to slowly inch her way into this closet. It was terrifying, bro.
It was scary. There was a suspicious jacket in there, and we thought it was a person at first. So we were terrified that you go in there is gonna jump.
Because there's a little hole on the side of this thing, and you're looking through it, and I'm convinced that that's a person. Because all I see is a black silhouette. It's a jacket, but it looks like a human being.
Terrifying.
Jump at me.
So that was that was just really what we did that night, and we also went to the F1 movie on Thursday.
We went to the movie the next day.
And Buc-ee's.
And Buc-ee's.
We also went to Buc-ee's. We went to Buc-ee's because me and Delaney had never been, and you know what? Life-changing experience. Yeah. And the movie, we're not gonna give any spoilers, okay? But you know what? If you're an F1 fan,
you can watch our debrief.
I liked it.
Debrief.
Yeah. If you're not an F1 fan, you should go watch it. And if you are an F1 fan, you should go watch it and just see how it is. Because there's some moments where you're like, ugh, this isn't right. But you know what? Just watch it.
I think if you go into it expecting it to be a movie and not be fully technically correct, I think it's a really good movie.
Yeah.
It's really well made. The cinematography is so good. And the acting is honestly really good too. I truly just think you've got to go into it if you are an F1 fan from it is not real and they are not going to get everything accurately.
It will piss you off. I will tell you now.
It will make you mad at some points.
But you know what? You just have to they're trying to make it more dramatic, so that's the whole point. But as long as you watch it and just get an opinion about it, you know what? It's just cool to see a movie about the sport you've been watching for so long, actually be in a Hollywood movie. It's kind of crazy. So that's just go.
And there are some things that are accurate,
and some fun cameos.
There's some fun cameos. There's a lot of things that are some things that are accurate, while there are some things that are not. But it's just really cool. I think everybody should see it. I'm not saying you're gonna love it if you're an F1 fan, but I thought it was way better than I thought it was gonna be. So I'm happy with it.
Yeah, it was good. We also I think that was really it. What did we do Friday?
Friday we drove to the track.
Oh yeah.
Yes. Friday
and Saturday is NASCAR. I just keep getting it it's Saturday and Sunday because that's what F1 is, but for NASCAR it was Friday, Saturday. We just drove down pretty early in the morning.
Pretty early. We left at 9.
Yeah, we left 9 in the morning and we just drove straight to the track. We got ready in the car, got dressed in the car and everything because we were wearing well, we just changed into like shorts and stuff because it's freaking hot outside.
Yeah.
And it was, ugh, goodness gracious, it was hot.
It was
I gotta say,
hot. Well, we didn't know because the parking opens at 11:30. And so we were like, let's get there at 11:30. But gates don't actually open until like 1 something.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So we had to like hang out in like the fan zone for like 2.5 hours, 3 hours.
Which
Miserable.
honestly, it took us half of that to find Carson's merch. So
yeah,
Yeah, it did.
it would have been better if like we probably knew that, and it was probably just more because like we've never been to one, so we don't really know how it works, which is like obviously whatever.
Yeah.
It was very hot, so we had to take multiple trips back to the car, which is a good thing that we were parked close. We were parked very
Yeah.
close, so we could just kind of walk back to the car and turn on the AC for a little bit and just kind of like chill out because we were wearing like tank top and athletic shorts, and we were just
Yeah.
like dying.
Dying.
And everything's obviously super expensive there, so it's like you don't want to just like sit around just paying $5 for one water bottle for the like 4 hours straight. But most of the time we were just spent because there's a bunch of trucks like haulers, and each one, well, some of them are popular older drivers will have their own trucks with a bunch of merch, right? And then some will just be like a team, and then their drivers will have merch, or like they're like where we found Carson's merch, it was in the NASCAR Classics.
Yeah.
And it was like there's literally 2 shirts on like the side of the wall where you couldn't really see it. And people were like I remember I posted a video about it when I got like a lot of views, and everybody else was agreeing like, yeah, like I could not find his merch forever. It took me forever, and everybody's asking where we found it because they couldn't find it either. So it's very different, like when you see like other different like sports, motorsports, it's a little bit different. But then there's a little area for like food vendors and like drinks and stuff. They had really good like smoothie things that they had that were so good, like mango little refresher drinks.
Oh my god,
And
so
then
good.
they had a stage for live music that they had playing sometimes. And then they had sprint cars,
Yes.
dirt tracks. Those are really cool. So it's just a bunch of like different kind of, and they had a bunch of other cars, like just like other racing cars, like for like dirt tracks mostly, kind of lined up. They were revving them at some point. It was really cool.
It was really cool.
Something I probably wouldn't want to do for 3 hours straight, especially in that heat. But you know
It
what?
was cool for like an hour because they've also got a lot of like vendors and things set up.
Yeah.
So like with like you spin wheels and get free prizes. And we talked to one guy, I think it was like the O'Reilly's booth or something, because they had this really sick like NASCAR type car.
Shamrock.
And Delaney walks up to this man and she's spinning the wheel for the prize, and she's like, but what number do I have to land on to get to sit in the Shamrocket? And he's like, I think we can do that for free. And she said, period. So we all got to like take turns sitting in this like insane car. It was so cool. But it's not something you do for 3 hours. It's something you do for like 30, 45 minutes, and then you want to go. So
yeah, I feel like it would have been a lot more bearable probably if it wasn't so hot. Like because it was just like it was bad.
Yeah.
Like you just like wouldn't want to be out there because even in the shade it was hot, and I just
Yeah.
can't even imagine. I can't even
it wasn't
imagine not having.
much either.
Even like we kept finding this like one really big fan that was like a Mr. fan.
So nice.
Blessing, because even like the moment you walk away from it, like you're suddenly really, really hot again and you just want to go back. So I think we spent like a max of like 45 minutes standing in front of this fan.
No, actually.
Because we just kept getting so hot and we didn't know what to do because we didn't want to keep going back to the car. So we just kept finding these fans and just standing in front of them for like 15 minutes at a time because it was so hot. I knew it would be hot because I live here. But it was like another level. It was
pretty bad. We also like once we got into the track, like it was really easy to get in. It was whatever, it was just really easy to get in. You just like kind of walk in, and you walk up like the ramp, and then there's like the stands, the bleachers, and the track. But there's a whole area, like shaded area, where they have like other vendors. They have like water refill stations. So if you buy a water bottle, you don't have to pay another $5 for one again. Like you'll just like refill it, which is really nice. Because like obviously like you're not gonna want to pay like $40 for water per day because that's what you have to do because you have to stay hydrated or else you're literally gonna die. But it was really nice. They had a couple other breeze, those like the Mr. fans in there. So we were there a lot. So this was the Xfinity race. They had NASCAR qualifying, like the because and then they also had the Xfinity race and the qualifying.
The
Yeah, so
Xfinity qualifying was first.
Yeah.
yeah, the Xfinity
We watched
qualifying, then
that.
NASCAR qualifying, then Xfinity race.
There was like 5 weather delays.
There were so many weather delays because what they do for NASCAR is they'll, well, I guess if it's rains, they kind of just go around in like circles, like yellow flag for a little bit, and if it's bad enough, they'll go back to the pit road. But if there's a lightning strike within like some sort of
8
miles,
of the
how
like
many?
8 miles of the track.
Yeah, within 8 miles of the track, if there's like one lightning strike, they will postpone or like they'll like withhold it for 30 minutes. And if there's like 15 minutes into that delay, if there's another lightning strike, they'll do another 30 minutes. Like they'll just keep like resetting the timer because they just don't want the fans because they're on the bleachers, like that's
Metal.
it's just a safety thing. And it's also not safe for the drivers and the cars.
Yeah.
So it got really annoying. Because like it was just getting really late because it was super hot still. Like it wasn't really
And we
cooling
were
down
hungry.
much.
Yeah.
We were hungry, we were
water.
tired. We've been at that
We
track
got to watch about like 10 laps of the Xfinity race, and then they rain delayed it.
But it was like not even just a rain delay, it was like the storm of ages.
Well, that
it
was
so bad.
That
storm was crazy.
Yeah, they delayed it once,
Mhm.
and then they got to restart. And then they restart for like 2 laps, and then they delay it again. And we look up, and it's like storming, and the lightning is like right where we are.
It's like the lightning that I don't think I've ever seen lightning like that.
Mm-mm.
Like I'm also from the
crazy.
South, and I've never seen lightning. Like we were looking at this like black storm cloud, and we're like, nah, we're cooked. And at this point, like we're really tired. We all have headaches. Our feet are killing us. We've been in the sun all day.
It's 9:30 to 10, and we have barely eaten all day. We're starving. We're tired. We were not
good to our hotel.
We were not happy people.
Yeah, we were I would say though the little bit of the Xfinity race that we watched
was really good.
I feel like it would be kind of fun to stay there the whole time, but like again, all the delays. We were planning on staying at the track the next day, like literally from like start to finish, basically. So
which
we were there. We were there for 12 to 13 hours the next day. So to be fair, that's why we left early because we
needed to sleep that night so that we could function the next day.
Because the race ended at like 12:30 or something, or 12 a.m.
Yeah, I got the text when we were sitting in the Zaxby's drive-through, which fuck you Zaxby's because we couldn't even get Zaxby's. Nobody said anything to us.
You, boy.
I
wanted some chicken tendies. And the line wouldn't move.
So bad. We sat in this drive-through for like 20 minutes and nobody said a word to us over the intercom. So we just had to leave and get McDonald's.
There are people in front of us, like at the window, and they just drove away. I'm like, did you guys just not order? Like, where did you
I don't know what was happening.
Gabby's never had it before.
We could have had Zaxby's for Gabby because she had never had Zaxby's, and we needed her to have a sweet tea.
Yes. So then we went to McDonald's.
And McDonald's sweet tea was not even sweet tea. It was like unsweet tea with like a tiny bit of sugar in it.
And Walmart. We also went to Walmart and got Gabby moon pies that she didn't even get to try.
I didn't try them.
She didn't even get to try them because we were so exhausted that we forgot we had them.
We put on queso and went to bed.
We did. We did. We literally joint turned on queso on like all of our different screens and went to sleep. It's actually bad.
I think it is important to know that if you like, I don't know, like I'm assuming everybody that watches this is not watching like our TikToks and stuff, but if you are, you know this. But like the day when we were watching the Xfinity race, I posted of course, yes. We posted quite a couple of videos of our reactions. I posted 2 videos of our reactions mainly. I posted one video of us getting Carson Hocefer merch, and that was really that got a lot of views. But then I posted one of us 3 reacting to like the like our first wreck. It was Xfinity, okay? So it wasn't like the main NASCAR race, but it was an Xfinity race. And there's this big wreck, and we were tweaking, and I got the entire thing on video, and I just put some like funny classical music over it, and I posted on TikTok, and it did so well that apparently everybody at the track saw it, bro. I don't think
it's tell you like when I recognize.
No,
like I think we probably got recognized like 40 times.
When we pull into the parking lot, day 2, the guy in front of us, we get out of the car, first words out of his mouth, "Are you Gabby?" She goes,
like, we were trying to figure out why he was like staring. I was like, am I gonna have to like, tell this dude off?
Window as we're like touching up our makeup before we go in. And the moment we get out of the car, he's like, "Are you Gabby? I swear I saw your TikToks." And then we just stood there talking to him for like 5 minutes.
And I was like, what? And then
when we got into the track, it only got worse. Like,
it only got
bad. Knew our faces, and I had people even commenting on my videos like later saying like, "Oh, I saw the 3 shirts. I know it was you guys." And I'm like,
I got the same comments. I got so many like some guy said that I took a picture of him and his dad or something. I was like, what? I was like,
it was probably at the Carson Hostever meetup.
Meet and greet.
Oh my gosh!
Wait, we totally skipped that.
We did. Okay, we skipped
Saturday morning before all of this mayhem happened. We pulled up to the Chili's because guess what? Actually, we tried to meet
Ross Chastain at a Sprout.
Yeah, it was too long. So we were like, okay, go see Mr. Sir. So we drove to Chili's. And funny enough, this is off topic, but we kept talking about how we wanted to try Truitt's, and Truitt's ended up being across the road, so we got to try it.
It was meant to be.
But we went to the Carson Hostever meetup, and I thought we were gonna lose Gabby quite a few times.
I get anxious, you guys. Like I get really anxious
because watching the videos, you can tell Gabby's really nervous and Delaney's nervous because she's nervous yapping. If you watch the videos, Delaney like sets her stuff down on the table and she's like, "We have so much stuff. I'm so sorry." And then 2 seconds later, she's like, "Could we possibly bother you for a picture?" And he's like, "Sure." And then 2 seconds later, she's like, "Just sign wherever the wind takes you." It's the funniest thing ever. It's so funny because his reaction every time she starts speaking is just an okay or a yeah.
He was probably like,
maybe we made him nervous because like when I'm anxious, I either like shut down or I start talking a lot. And this was like,
"You can sign wherever the wind takes you," and he goes, "Okay."
I
was like, "Oh, okay."
It was so funny.
It was so good, bro. It was so funny. And then we were taking a picture with him and we walked away and Gabby just runs to the car.
I have a fast motion video of Gabby running away to the car.
Oh my god.
But we made it in the video on Spire Motorsport.
We made it in Spire's video. We also made it in a video that Carson posted on his story of just like the line, and we're like at the table when he posted.
One of my videos is on Carson's story too.
And he took one of Delaney's TikToks, which she took at the meet and greet. She literally were standing in this line. Delaney says, "Hold on, I got an idea." Walks up to the car and does the little like a little something to take the edge off with like the end of his car. And so he saved that TikTok on his Instagram story today. And it's the funniest thing. I loved it. I loved it.
Yeah, meeting him was so fun. All of his like everyone that like works for that team is so nice.
Oh my god, they were so nice, and they recognized us later on. We kept like walking around, and random people in like Spire shirts would be like, "Oh my gosh, you guys were at Chili's this morning," and we're like,
"You are, you recognize us?" Yeah, we also got recognized at Truitt's. It was the first recognition of the day. This girl asked me, she was like, "Did you make TikToks the other day?" And I was like, "Well, yes, I did." And she was like, "Oh yeah, like I saw all of them." I was like, "Oh my gosh, like what the freak?" I knew they got a lot of views, but I was like, "Oh, it's probably just like a few NASCAR fans from around, like whatever, whatever." Because like that happens sometimes. You get a lot of views, and nothing really happens. Genuinely, like I don't know. It was like I think everybody at the track, almost everybody saw our the TikToks, like saw
everyone that had TikTok must have seen it.
We look like I guess we do look very recognizable because like we're just like 3 younger girls, and that's not usually like the typical demographic right now of NASCAR. I think they're trying to build it in,
but not like girls our age.
Yeah, there's a lot of girls. It's just like not like because we're like 20, like around 20 years old, like 19, 20, 21. So there's not like that many fans. I think they're trying to get to that demographic, which is they should. But we'll get to that.
There were weirdly a lot of guys our age there. Because there was one guy with me and Delaney. I think Gabby was walked away trying to get a video to post. She was running around looking for that Wi-Fi. Me and Delaney were like standing right at the front of this like barrier. and she's taking a video, and then she looks at the video and she's like, there's a lot of people's heads in this. I wish I like had somebody taller here. This like giant from next to us, this like 6'4" giant looks over at us and he's like, well, you should have just had me take it. And we just look up and we're like,
I was like, who said that?
Where did this come from? And it's just these two like
in the wind, bro.
guys our age, and we talked to him for a minute, but he was like, yeah, you should have just had me take the video. And
I think
like,
I know what you're talking about, because there was a guy really tall that was standing by us for a while.
He was standing by us, and he literally spawned out of nowhere. We're like, we didn't even know you were here to have you take the video. Like, how would we have known you were here?
Oh, wait, speaking of us being beside a barrier, I totally threw us off of the storyline of how we even got there.
Wait, okay.
So
let's lock in.
To circle back.
We were doing like some mic'd up moments, okay? Yeah. This is like within like 30 minutes of us being there, we're just kind of walking around. We're getting recognized like to the point where like people are like we got called NASCAR girls. People were like waving at me. And people were like coming up to us and asking if I post TikToks. And I was like, what the freak? Like, I was like, okay, I've never had this happen before. Okay, like, this is like
really odd. I was like,
it's very odd, and you know, it was weird. But like, we're just kind of walking around, chilling. I got a comment on my TikTok a while, like, I'm on my TikToks, the day, like that night, like last night,
and she like told us about it. And we were like.
We thought it was a scam. Okay, to be honest, we thought that was like, okay, like maybe it's like not like really real. It's just like some random person because.
Well, to be fair, it was from an account with one follower.
Yeah, so it just kind of like sounded, you know, like it just you want to be careful with those kind of things because a lot of those things pop up when you post TikToks a lot. People will do that. I get that every day. Yeah. So and I was like, okay, whatever. But then I got a DM from another girl, and she was saying it was a girl from NASCAR comms. She literally asked us if we want like pit passes, like pit and garage passes. And I was like, okay, I'm getting kind of weirded out. Is this like some kind of like, is this like still a scam? Like this is getting kind of legit. And then I like looked at her like social media, and she works for NASCAR comms. Like this is legit. Okay, we're sitting in the car because I was
tweaking.
What?
This is when we started tweaking out.
Yeah, so we were freaking out. We were like, no way, because like
Gabby was taking around the car.
Yeah, Gabby had to get out of the car and circle because she was so scared.
I was like, there's no way that somebody like they saw my TikTok and it was the one of us reacting to the wreck, and she said they loved the videos, that they loved the TikToks. I was like, no way, and so then we literally get sent a freaking link for 3 pit and garage passes to go to NASCAR, which is like. Dude,
unreal.
This is our first NASCAR race in real life. We watched a couple online. This is our first NASCAR race ever in real life, and we got like an insane opportunity. So we end up just like going to the pits. We go in like a freaking shuttle. Katie was doing most of the directing because I could not think properly because I was like,
no, what are we had to like get on the shuttle, go pick up our credentials, and then this really nice couple informed us that any of these like golf carts will now drive us around because we have this beautiful path around our legs. She's
like, the girl that gave us our ticket, our like credentials.
So nice.
She recognized me from TikTok too. I was like, you saw
it
too?
Did. Oh my god, she did. We were talking to her.
TikTok. I was like, what?
I know, and she's like, she saw the video, she saw the wreck video, and she saw the video of us reacting to how loud it was because she was immediately like, we have earplugs. And we were like, God bless the universe because we
were getting comments saying, don't like you're there.
And we were gonna stop and get some, but we forgot before we got to the track. So we were just kind of gonna wing it. Bless this girl.
She gave us extra. And I needed those extra. I lost my other one. So
I did too. So bless her. She was so nice. But we like found this couple on like this golf cart. And they were like, we can now take you wherever. They were so nice. And so they bring us into like the infield, the inside of the track. And we like drive up
Genovia.
It was like a literal movie, bro. Like there was like a behind us biking and like, woo! They were biking around us. I was like, what the heck? And
you walk
crazy. We drove in and it literally was like all like bright and stuff. And you walk in, it just like it's like literally the gates of heaven open and you see a bunch of RVs and other people like are camping around. There's like a playground. There's all this stuff. I'm like, what the actual heck are we doing here?
I felt like an imposter for sure.
We felt crazy because like, what are we doing here? Like we were like we don't.
We were literally sitting in the grandstand And like me and Katie were standing up a little bit farther because we were taking some photos. And we were like, oh my gosh, look at those people down there. How do we become one of those people?
Literally, yeah.
I literally said the exact same thing.
Me and Delaney had like an entire conversation at the top of the grandstands talking about how cool it would be to get to take pictures from the infield.
Because like,
and then we just were there.
Like, I want to do that as like a career potentially. So I was like, please let me in the pit. I need to take pictures from the pit. Like, that's just what I need. I can't shoot through this fence. It's really hard. So
the fencing like actually cooked us. We were getting cooked day one.
Yeah, it was bad. But like, yeah, so we just ended up getting like, dude, like, I can't even like imagine. Like, they brought us right up to like where you're supposed to enter in their like little passes that you have on your neck. You get let in, and like immediately we meet these two really nice guys that were like complimenting our cars.
Marshals.
No, they was the two fans. Of Hendrick. I think it was of Hendrick.
Yeah. They were Hendrick fans, and they were letting us know that they liked our shirts because apparently, like Spire and Hendrick have like a like mutual agreement,
technical alliance. That's
technical
what it was.
Alliance. And so we were bonding with them, and they were like helping us figure out where to go and stuff.
Yeah,
it's kind of magically reappearing at first because you're like with all these people, you don't know where to go. Like
you don't know where you're allowed to go. You don't know like. Because like it's just like the access points we have no clue what we're doing. Okay, we're NASCAR rookies. We don't even know
all about this 5 minutes ago. Like
we're brand new at this. Like
we literally told them that too. We're like, we don't know why we're here. Like this is what are we doing?
Because we don't even know. Like we're brand new. Okay, it's like we're still learning the sport, and we just decided to go to a fun like in real life race because we had the opportunity to. Because we're not like super fans yet.
I am now.
We are now. So, but like we're just like walking around. We get to see the garages with all the cars are sitting in them. Like we're this close to the cars. We got to take pictures with the cars, like just sitting out there. It was just insane. You can see all the mechanics.
Free Olipop.
Yep, there's free Olipop.
The guy respawned. The guy from the very beginning when we walked in, like respawned in front of us when we were complaining about how thirsty we were, and he's like, come with me, and he brings us to like in front of this garage.
I don't know where he came from.
It was so funny.
I don't know.
It happened later on too. We were just waiting in the pit line. He was like, "Y'all want ice cream?" We're like,
"Yeah."
He did.
Yeah.
We're walking back to go to Victory Lane because that's where the girl who sent the NASCAR comms girl wanted to meet up with us for a minute. And we're walking back. This motherfucker shows up again with like a thing of ice cream and is like, "Y'all want some ice cream?" And we're like,
we also getting the Celsius, and this guy, I think he just like worked for the team, whichever team was.
I feel like it was Spire. I feel like it was Spire.
He worked for the Olipop team. I don't know which one it was.
Whatever team it was that has like, they must just had Olipop as a sponsor, whatever it was. He's like, y'all can take like 2, 3, 4, like whatever. Like we just like throw these out at the end of the day. Like so, just take as many as you want.
No, try new flavors. Just try one, and if you don't like it, throw it away.
Girl, I love all of them. Please.
Yeah, no, it was amazing, and we were like sitting down right after this. We went to go sit down in the shade. Just like get some stuff posted because
it's like the only part of the shade like to sit in. It was so hot.
Yeah,
overstimulated. I'm carrying this like 25-pound book bag. Like,
bro,
we wanted to shade because it was hot and like we were just dying. Okay, because like we're trying to post these videos too because like we want to post some content real time because that's what got us into the pits. So we're trying to post stuff. And like this, I don't know who it was. Some kind of marshal.
I think it was a fire marshal.
Yeah, I don't. It was one of those like people, and he was like, "Are you okay?" Like, because we're sitting there with our fans like blowing in our face like this. He's like, "Yeah,"
and drinking Olipop on the floor.
You guys look like you're dying, and I was like, "Yeah." And he got us 3 waters from the back where only they can go, and I was like, "What?"
Yeah, he was so sweet.
He's giving us advice on like what we should do, where we should go.
Yeah, it was amazing. Really nice. And then I texted the girl that like got us the passes in the first place. What was her and her manager, and like she like offered to meet up later to like just tell us like where to go, like what spots to like watch, like what we should do, kind of like give us a little, not like a tour, but like kind of just like give us the gist of like what we're doing here, like where to go, like because we have no clue what we're doing. I didn't even know like really what Victory Lane was, like where that was or anything until today. Not today. That today.
And they were so nice. Like,
so nice,
so cool, so nice. Like, I love talking to them. I could have talked to them for like ever.
Yeah, and they got us like ice cream. Like we went to like the
ice
then
cream.
we went to like the little staff area where like most like it's where the officials go.
She
But
snuck
she
us
let us
in.
go. She got us in so we
She
could sit down
snuck
with some
us in.
shade.
Yeah.
And this official guy, like one of the officials, like this is such a cool job, comes up. He's like, "Are these the girls?" I was like, "What?" And then
What girls?
Madison, her name was Madison. Okay, like in NASCAR comp. Shout out to her. And
She's amazing.
she was like, "Oh yeah, no, like everybody here's in your video," and I was like, "Are you serious?"
Literally,
like
he literally asked us if we had a meet and greet set up, and we were like, Madison was like, "No, like it was kind of last minute, like we couldn't really get anything." And meet and greet, not meaning like people meeting us, meaning like we meet a driver, because a lot of like people invited by teams will get like to meet a driver.
Yeah.
And so she's like, "No, like we couldn't really get anything set up. It was so last minute." And we were like, Gabby was like, "Don't worry, we met Carson this morning," and he's like, "Yeah, we don't want you guys to look like stalkers if you're like hunting them down."
I was like valid for that though. I was like,
I was so valid.
Like, you know, actually, you're so right.
Like, that point, you would have like probably recognized us like for sure, and I would have been like really embarrassed.
Like, didn't I meet y'all at Chili's this morning?
Like, hey, no, he was just like, this is the Carson's driver that like we just saw literally on like social media, and we're like, okay, let's just watch a NASCAR race and see what we think. And we were like, okay, this is cool. And then we ended up going to a race in person. So honestly, like he's kind of to thank for us being NASCAR fans.
Literally. No, he is fully to thank for me ever watching NASCAR. Because I saw one of his like TikToks that was like a compilation of him like playing games, like sim racing and stuff. And literally the funniest man alive. I thought it was so
we were cracking up.
We were dying laughing before filming an episode. We were all like scrolling his TikTok. And we just
got to like
watch chose us.
Cars. We got to see like all the cars be like wheeled out of the garages, and like we were switching out between being like mic'd up talking about it.
Oh yeah.
Like, we still haven't posted any of those, but they're like it'll probably be funny seeing us react to like how loud they are just sitting idle.
It was so cool. We didn't know that was gonna happen, but we were talking because a lot of the Spire team members, like when we were in the garage, like recognized us because they were at Chili's that morning. And so we had like 3 of them tell us that they recognized us, and one of them was like right in front of Carson's like slot in the garages, and he was telling us about how like at a certain time they're allowed to start working on the car, and they'll like lift up the thing, and then they'll start to pull the cars out and push them back in and like rev them and all this stuff. And so we're like, well shit, we got to stay and hang out. So we got to see like Carson's car like in the garage getting worked on, and then we got to see it get pulled out and like then be fully pulled out to go to the track. It was so insane. Yeah, literally the coolest thing ever.
I've never like I did not realize you could get that like
how can you get that close
up with the garage pass.
That is something that like I don't want to, I'm not dissing any other sports, but like I think that having that sort of access to cars and tracks makes buying something like that more special.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Because like with F1, you don't get that. Like you have to like do 3,000 things. So I get that. And I think that
and even then you don't get that. Like even then you cannot get that close to anything.
Because we know F1's more like an elites exclusive, and that's just what it's known for. And like NASCAR's more family oriented, like more because it's just American. It's just America. Like it's just in this country, and it's more inclusive.
But I will say, I think IndyCar is very similar. Like you can, if you have garage passes for IndyCar, it's very similar vibe. Yeah. Like you can see all the cars in the garages, and like people will line up to watch them wheel the cars to the track. Like IndyCar and NASCAR, you just get a lot more access because they're not as big of sports. So there's a lot less. I don't want to say, I don't know, like. It's a lot easier to give a lot of fans access.
There's more access. Yeah.
It's too big to give that much access because like you don't know what's gonna like. There's just too many people.
Yeah. It was like I don't know. I don't know if really much can top that after experiencing that because it was just like I don't know. I honestly was a little bit scared to post things. Like at first, because I was like, I don't really know if people are just gonna like diss me for like not knowing everything. So I was just kind of careful while I was posting.
Yeah, we got all the nice comments.
Yeah, bro.
I took the brunt of it, so
she got a little bit. You always get in those sides. It happens.
But I feel like most of the people in general were like really nice
in person and on social media, like on TikTok that we were posting. Like they're like, "Welcome! Like we're so glad to have you. Like we're so glad. I hope you guys go to more races and stuff." And I was like, I've never in my life have I ever gotten these many. I've been posting for like 6, 7, like 8 months, 8 or 9 months now, probably, and I've never gotten any kind of comments like that. And it was just like, it just made me feel so like excited to like be here and like at NASCAR. I was like, wow, like because okay, I never dissed on NASCAR. I never dissed it, but I was like, okay, like it can't be that like cool, like whatever. Like you're just like turning left, like it's not that big of a deal.
Yeah.
Like in an oval, and you go in person, and when I tell you, when we got to see the first, like when the first restart, because the restarts are amazing. They do a bunch of restarts after yellow flags and stuff. Coolest thing you'll ever see. I don't care.
It from like the media box on the start finish line.
Where all like the big cameras are, like all the media vests and stuff. That's where we were.
Hooked us up. She got us in, and guess who's
the Falcons. We're sandwiched between media, us, and then the Atlanta Falcons are behind us. And we're like, okay, so number one, how are we this close? Number two, why are we in front of the Falcons right now?
I know, why are we more important than them?
I think it's over us. They're like 6'8", bro. Like,
I know, but I'm just standing here like, why are they putting us?
Why are we here?
In front of the Falcons?
Okay, like, the media people were so nice.
Oh my God, they were so
because like I feel like sometimes like media people think that they're like up here because they're media people, which like valid. But like, one guy was like talking to me, being really nice to me. One guy let Katie sit in the front. Like,
no, he did.
To the front.
He literally sees me taking pictures from behind him, and he like moves over for a lap and like tells me to come forward.
And mind you, his camera lens is like this big.
His camera is this big. His camera's like got this big of a lens on it. It is brand new. I've never shot cars. Like, I'm brand new. I'm not a photographer by any means. I just like taking pictures, so I got a camera. He like pulls me forward, and I'm like taking pictures, and he was so nice. And I'm like, this is insane. I'm like, you need to be taking these pictures. You've got this massive lens. I can't even imagine the pictures you're taking right now. And over here, like, I've got my little baby, like, like 55 lens, and he's like, come on. I'm like,
yeah, there were, I don't know, like the access that we got specifically from the girl that was helping us was life-changing. But like when you hear, because like they do like a first lap, and it's like she was like, wait till they come around the second time, and I was like, what? So we had our little earplugs in, and I recorded it because like obviously I'm gonna post that because the reaction to us watching Xfinity last night was what got us in there. So of course I'm gonna post a bunch of reaction videos. So I'm filming it when they've come around, like they were so loud. Like I was like, okay, it's gonna be like loud, but like whatever. I don't think you understand. You cannot comprehend how loud it is until you go like where we were that close. Like in person, it was
that close was like that was like the loudest. Like it sounded like an airplane, bro.
It was. I don't think I've ever witnessed something that loud ever in my life, and I don't think I ever will listen to anything louder than that. It was so insane, but it wasn't like bad. It was like exhilarating. It was insane.
It was so cool. Yeah. Like you just want to stand out there the entire time and listen to it because it's so insane, and the way it's set up, like the way places you can go, there's really nowhere to like sit and watch the race when you're in the garages and pits or anything, which is fine because we had a lot of fun just like going from one end of the pits to the other because
you can see the pit stops. Like
you can stand right behind the pit boxes and watch pit stops happen. So we watched like 2 of Carson's pit stops. Crazy experience. I don't know how you're allowed to get that close. Like it was crazy.
Well, the thing was, it was so different because like I was like, okay, it's gonna get like we'll hear it a couple times, and then it'll be like, okay, well now you have like 300 laps of this. Like it's gonna get old. It never got old. Every single time the cars went around, it just felt like so exhilarating. Like you just felt like a little adrenaline rush. It was the most insane experience I've ever had, and like it was so exciting every single time they came over.
Oh yeah.
Because you look
in the beginning,
big screen, and you see them going around the other side where we can't really see them. The bank you can see a little bit, but you can't like see the action. So we're watching the screen, and we turn around. They're coming over. So we're seeing them like in real time. We'll turn back
and then
and we kept doing that for like the entire time, and it was so fun.
I think in the beginning we were just we were so shell shocked about like where we were and like how close to everything we were. Towards the end, we started to really get into like the racing of it and like really get into like
race.
Freaking out over like who was leading or like where people were. It was really towards the end because I think in the beginning we were just too shocked and excited to like pay attention to the fact that it's an actual race happening in front of us.
Mm-hmm.
And then at the end, like Gabby has like 4 videos of us just like freaking out because there's like a 4-car fight for the lead on the last like 3 laps.
They're swapping in and out. As an F1 fan, we can't comprehend that.
No, it was shocking. It was so insane. You did not know who was going to win. Like there was one car who was leading for most of the time, and then at the end, like you don't think he's going to win anymore because he's got like 3 more cars behind him, and like last corner, Chase Elliott comes out of nowhere and takes the lead and wins. And
I still don't know where he came from, honestly.
I don't know. It was really cool.
To put it in F1 terms, for that race specifically, being a Carson Hocevar fan was like being a Ferrari fan. Literally every lap we were like, we're so back. And then every other lap we were like, we're so back.
Okay. Being a Carson Hocevar fan, that race was pretty good because for him to have been involved in that big of a wreck, there was like a 14-car wreck.
I think it was 23.
23 car wreck. 23 cars were damaged out of like 30-something cars. That's so quite a few.
3/4 of the grid.
Carson's car got kind of cooked. His car was like duct taped together for the rest of this race, and he still managed to finish 10th, which I feel like is pretty good.
He started like 30.
No, that was an amazing race. Like he had an amazing race. I don't care what anybody says.
He had a really good race.
Finish after starting
to come back.
He started pretty low down, and
he started 30th.
It was within only a couple laps that it was like, or like in the first section or something, that he was up into P10 or 10th place. I don't know if they call it P10. He was in 10th place, and he hits a penalty. Just like other things that I don't know if he can really control, like just like some other things, like he's just having kind of bad luck. But to finish where he did with what was happening and being in that wreck, like I don't know, that was
really good result.
Race. People were saying in my comment section a lot, like, I love Hocevar, like you're investing in him in the great, like a perfect time, like he's gonna win a bunch of championships. And I honestly, guys, I didn't know that he was like a new driver until recently. Like I was like, like people, he's not super popular, but like he is. I don't know. It was weird, but I was like, oh, I didn't even know he's only 22 years old. Like
he's only a year older than me.
Yeah, he's very young, and this is apparently it's only his 2nd full year in NASCAR. Are you serious? Yeah. He's already gained this traction because he's very good.
He's already doing so well. I don't know.
He's very good in trucks. I actually did see a clip of him. Apparently, he won a game. He won a race in trucks, and the last lap, he only had one hand on the wheel, and he was flipping the guy behind him that was trying to beat him the rest of the lap off. Like he just like flipped him off the entire time. I was like, what?
He's not like a fight. I think a lot of people hate him because he's very much so like he's got that Max Verstappen type fight in him. Like he's got
the nickname Instigator, so
yeah.
Like that's crazy.
He's nicknamed the Instigator and he accepts that.
He's always at the scene of the crime somehow.
He's always there, and I think it's just because he's got so much fight in him and he's got that like mentality of like I have to win or get as close as I can, and it's very Max Verstappen, and it makes some people hate him, but I love him. I think it's great.
Well, and like people are saying that they remind him of Dale Earnhardt Sr., which you don't know. That's like F1 terms. That's like Michael Schumacher. That's like the Michael Schumacher of NASCAR. He's like a legend. So if you're getting that compliment, you're doing something right.
You're doing something right.
And he's very much there to fight. He has a good personality. He's very genuine with his fans. So what is there not to like? Yeah, maybe he's getting to some little mistakes. It's his 2nd year in NASCAR, and it's NASCAR. Okay, so whatever.
Everybody wrecked that race, bro.
Like, come on. And so it was fun.
Really good.
It was
We also got pulled into the winner's circle.
Yeah, we did. Victory Lane.
It was like, yeah, I can get you in. But I was like, oh, well, just be like behind the fence. No, baby, we got escorted behind the media.
Nobody else was there.
Pulled into
like the only normal people there.
Literally, everybody else with our passes was just like behind the fence,
yeah.
and we were in with like the people that do like the live broadcasting and like the
or like the paid media.
Yeah, and we were there, and I don't know what we were doing there. I was in shock. We
got
you can stand,
had confetti, and he ate a peach, like because it's Georgia. Oh my gosh, we saw all of it.
No. It She's like, you can stand literally wherever you want as long as you're behind the people with like the media jersey. So we're like standing on this back row, like, and oh my god, it was the most insane thing because like you're right there, like he's right in front of you.
I'm playing eye tag with my camera and Chase Elliott, like
it was crazy.
It was really insane. It was really cool, and like we were joking around. We were like standing there joking around because every single time a new sponsor would come up, they'd like exchange the hats for new ones. And we're standing there and we're like joking. We're like, how the hell do we get a sponsor hat? This random guy like spawns next to us and hands us 3 Quaker State 400 victory.
Literally, like,
yeah, he hands us 3 of them, and
he's like, the date and everything.
And we're like, what? And he's like, you get them because you're in here. And we're like, huh?
It was like, and there's these guys sitting behind us, and they're like staring at us, and they were like, and we were just sitting there like,
because I wasn't even talking about him. I was looking at Chase, and I was like, dang, how do I get a hat? And then all of a sudden, dude spawns, and he's like, here,
right here, handing us a stack of 3 hats, and we're like,
it was crazy seeing that whole thing in person, like seeing him, he like revved his car, drove it up. I was like,
yeah,
the confetti.
And
oh my god, there's like confetti that sprays as he like climbs out of his car. Oh my god, it was
so sick.
I got a whole video of it. I was like, wow.
Seeing him do like burnouts.
So yeah, that was really cool.
Wow. I wish I could have gotten it on my camera, but my camera like would not focus. It was like it was just too dark. So
also like just like in general, the race that we got to see was insane. I got a lot of people saying, I didn't really know, like, is this a normal race or is this like a once in a lifetime or is this like a, this is
definitely more exciting than most, I would say.
Yeah, because a lot of people were saying that Atlanta Speedway is one of the more popular ones. Like it's like one of the better tracks, like with Daytona and Talladega and like Bristol and things like that, I guess.
Daytona.
I think Atlanta specifically with how it's a track, I don't know what the specifics are. It has a lot of action usually.
But I think it's shorter tracks, like shorter oval tracks tend to generate a lot more action.
Yeah, because people were saying that it was one of the better. Because people were saying it was one of the better races that they've seen in a long time. It was like one of the best races, and I was like, well, yeah, because I have very high expectations now. Because that race was so insane, so fun to watch. So many lead changes, so many just overtakes, so many crashes. Like it was. Not like crashes are a good thing, but like so many like wrecks that were just like very interesting to watch. Cause like obviously you don't want to say yay crashes, but you know what I mean? Like it was just very exhilarating. So we got like, I don't know, insanely lucky with that. And I don't know.
We're just like insanely lucky with like our treatment. Like
yeah.
But the average person does not get that.
No.
And like I don't think you could have picked a more grateful group of people. We were something like that.
We like every 5 minutes, every single time we found like something different, like, see or like do. We were literally staring at each other like, what are we doing here? Like
even like charging our phones in the bathroom for the 10th time, we were still like, is this real?
Like, is this happening? We went to the bathroom to charge our phones, and I had to go like sit outside because I just wanted to listen to the fact that I was like sitting in the fucking infield of this track. I just sat there and I was like, I was tweaking. I was like, how is this real life right now?
Yeah.
But even like me and Delaney kept looking at each other because we were like trying to find good places to take pictures, and we just kept looking at each other like, what are we doing here? Like what are we doing here? Because we're at the point where we're standing next to like media people, like media people, half of the race.
$14,000 wins media.
Literally, like we're standing next to this guy with like a freaking tripod on his expensive ass camera with a giant ass lens on it, and we're over here like just taking pictures from the barrier, and we're like, what did we get?
I feel like my 400.
Literally, I'm over here with my freaking 55, like.
She's investing though. Don't worry, guys.
I'm investing. Don't worry. I have a 300 on the way.
If you want to fund our camera fund, please let us know.
If you fund my $90 Facebook Marketplace lens.
If you want to give me a Canon R5, please let me know. Thanks.
Oh my god.
If anybody has like a slightly better camera that they'd like to just like gift me, like I totally accept it.
But yeah, now we want to go to more NASCAR races now because we kind of have the NASCAR bug, as people have called it.
But for now, we're gonna focus all of our energy on the fact that IndyCar is next.
Yes,
rocket for us.
IndyCar,
We've got IndyCar in like literally 10 days.
I fly out in 9 days, guys.
Literally.
I was looking at my flight earlier. I was like, that's soon. And I also vowed I was never going to Atlanta Airport again. I have a freaking layover in Atlanta, so don't do me dirty this time, okay?
If you guys have never been to the Atlanta airport, good.
No, it's great. It's great. I love it.
She's literally lying to your face. It sucks. It's like the worst airport ever, bro.
I love the Atlanta airport. I don't care. I think it's great. I think it's great.
She's literally like lying to your guys' face. Don't trust her. It was terrible.
Give us all your IndyCar tips, please.
Yeah. Let us
if
know.
You have any photography tips, life tips.
We're specifically going to Iowa, by the way. So if you have any tips for going to IndyCar in Iowa, let us know.
Yeah.
We've heard that there's no shade.
Delaney sent like the settings for somebody's camera for like
F1 pictures. I
saved it. I'm ready for
Alexis. Sir, I have a bone to pick with you. I know that you post your settings, and it took me. I looked for 20 minutes for a post with settings.
The moment you sent that, I saved it because I knew I would want it eventually.
I find it afterwards.
I said, when I'm at the track, I'm gonna want this. Come here.
Yes.
So,
but we could not have had a better.
We're excited.
Weekend.
Iowa. I love IndyCar, so I'm really excited.
Yeah.
So I love it.
Yeah, I've never been to an IndyCar race, so I'm excited. It's going to be an oval track as well, and actually, funnily enough, NASCAR is going to be there. I think 2 weekends after. So, because it's like obviously, I think NASCAR was there. Just started there last year apparently. So, I don't know. Maybe you'll see both.
This is also the shortest race on the IndyCar calendar, and it's supposed to be a good one. From like the video that I posted a while ago, asking for opinions on it, a lot of people said it's supposed to be a really good race, and it's always very action-packed because it's a short oval circuit, and those tend to be very action-packed races. So I'm excited. I think it's going to be really fun to watch.
I think so.
I don't know. We'll see.
We'll see. You guys will see too in about a few days.
Now, before we close this beautiful, amazing episode out, do we talk about the monstrosity that also happened this weekend? That was
I fear I did not watch it, so
I'm gonna keep it like 5 minutes because
I fear I watched it.
So first off, for your
5-minute debrief,
short recap, Kimmy and Max got taken out. Carlos couldn't even get off the line.
Kimmy took Max out, bro.
Carlos's car just like gave up. Alex was out of the race. Lando won. He cooked. Yuki hit Franco.
No. Yeah. Funniest part of this race is randomly cutting to like Yuki hitting somebody, and then 10 minutes later Franco's hitting somebody, and then like 5 minets later Franco's driving Oscar off the track, and I'm like, what is going on right now?
Oh, we also got Goints.
We did. We got Gabriel Bortoleto.
Actually, we got double soints.
We
actually,
got Hulkenberg points. Liam fucking Lawson was P6.
Loins.
Liam also, P fucking 6.
Nico Hulkenberg P20 to P9.
Noints.
Ollie Behrman was P11. I don't want to talk about it.
Hey, he was close enough. Boints.
All I gotta say is Nico Hulkenberg.
Alonso P7. Alonso's first points this season.
Points.
He's gotten points, is he not?
Points. No,
I think 2. No, he got points in the last
year. He got points a while ago.
They said this was his first time getting points.
That is not true. He got points like 2 races ago. What?
They lying to us, boy.
They're really lying because he got
points. Crofty, when I catch you for lying to
they said he got points like 2 races ago. Why are they trying to like? What's this narrative?
That was our.
They literally said it in the broadcast. They're like, it's his first point.
But yeah,
that was our recap.
So hope you guys enjoyed that recap of the most amazing race ever.
Best race of our lives.
Yeah. So get ready for the IndyCar content. Also, we are posting a ton of NASCAR content on our social media, so go look at our TikTok, Past the Paddock, like always.
We'll post Silverstone recap and IndyCar recaps. So get freaking ready.
We'll probably do our IndyCar one together, so be prepared.
Yeah. Yes, we will. We were going to do our recap of NASCAR together, but we got back home at like 2 a.m., so we did not want to do that. So
it's going to be a packed next couple weeks. Like, we've got Silverstone this weekend, which should be interesting and fun to debrief. Next weekend, we've got Iowa. Should be fun, and it'll be in person.
Yeah. So stay tuned.
Get excited.
Get freaking hype, bro.
All right. Well, we'll see you guys soon. Hopefully you guys enjoyed us talking about our first NASCAR experience. Hopefully there's more to come, and we'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.
Bye.